There are a lot of rare vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can spawn most of these rare vehicles. Some you are able to keep, some unfortunately you are not. Now, what makes a vehicle rare in Grand Theft Auto Online? Well, a rare vehicle is something that doesn't normally spawn in traffic. There is normally something you need to do in order to get it to spawn. It only spawns at a particular time, at a particular location. It may have a rare paint that you can't get at LS Customs or at any of your auto shops or workshops or whatever. Or it might come with modifications that normal NPC cars don't come with. Now, this video did take a long time to record, so if you do enjoy it, please drop a like. If you are new here, do consider subscribing if you want to see more GTA content. And those that have subscribed, if you wish to show even further support to the channel, don't forget you can sign up as a channel member if you wish to do so. Anyway, let's jump right into this video and I'll show you how to grab some of the most rare vehicles in the entire game. There are 3 rare police vehicles that you can get. You aren't able to keep any of these, unfortunately. The first one here is a police motorcycle. To get this one to spawn, you need to be riding a motorcycle. You need to come over to the truck stop on the east side of the map, located just here. And you need to be here between 11 AM and I think it might be 2 PM, I can't quite remember, but you need to be coming mid-morning anyway. You need to rob the store. Then what you need to do is follow my path, come up behind this building here, and you just need to turn your map around to the left here. And what we're looking for is this far dot here heading down the exit ramp. That is the police motorcycle. So what you need to do is head down the ramp here. You need to shoot the police officer to get him off the bike. Kill him if you need to, and then you can use this bike. Now, of course, you can call Lester to lose the cops, and you are now free to use this vehicle for as long as you want in this free session. Unfortunately, you can't keep it though. Next, we have an all-black police bike that you can spawn in, and in order to do this one, you are going to need to own an agency. So what you need to do is come over to the garment factory, just in the car park here. And the reason you need to own an agency is because you need to call Albany to request a motorcycle.
What you need? Piece of cake.
Once you have done that, it'll pop up on your map as a gold icon, and there is a small chance that it's going to be this all-black police motorcycle. So if you don't get it and you really want it, then just go to a new invite-only session, call Albany again, request a new motorcycle, because there is a cooldown on this. I think it's only about 5 minutes or so. Again, you can't keep this one, but it is pretty cool, so if you want to farm it, you can. Not, then don't worry about it. Pretty much is a waste of time, because you unfortunately can't keep it. Maybe one day in a future DLC we'll get motorcycles added with the other police vehicles we already have in the game, but who knows. Final police vehicle I want to show you is this FIB Buffalo. Now, the best way that I have found to be able to get this without having your tyres punctured is if you own a Terabyte, come and park it down here at LSIA. Then get out an armoured Kuruma, register as a CEO or VIP, and start up the VIP work hostile takeover, and you need to set it to LSIA. Then once you come into the hangar here, make sure you're in your armoured Kuruma still, just kill all these guards. Once you have killed everybody, then head outside, hop into your Terabyte to lose the wanted level. So don't pick up the briefcase yet. Head out into your Terabyte. This is going to lose the wanted level for you. Now, once you leave the Terabyte, head back into the hangar, grab the briefcase. You are going to get a wanted level again, so hop into the FIB vehicle and leave. Now, the reason we lost the wanted level was because while you were in there taking care of the guards and picking up the briefcase, a lot of cops are going to spawn in and they're going to shoot you up and they're going to damage this vehicle pretty badly. The point where I tried this 3 or 4 times and I was continually getting my tyres shot out. I found that by losing the wanted level, then heading back in picking up the briefcase, I found it much easier. And then you can finish the mission if you want. There is a timer, so you can just drive around and let the timer run out if you want as well. But either way, once the mission's over and you are still in this session, you can just drive this vehicle around as much as you want. Unfortunately, you can't keep it though, so once you do leave the session, you will lose this vehicle. But this is pretty cool. Hopefully this one gets added in a future DLC as well. There are a lot of vehicles that you can get to spawn at LS Customs in the city. Here are 2 rare variants of the Ruiner. Now, in order to get these ones, you need to be driving a Ruiner yourself. Now, they do spawn quite frequently in traffic, so you can just steal an NPC's if you like, or if you own one, you can just use that one. I already owned the black and gold rare one when I recorded this video, so I just used this one. And basically what I'm doing is I'm driving all the way up here past the clothing store, coming down this street, past the construction site here, and heading back into LS Customs. Now, if it doesn't spawn in, what you need to do is just keep going around the same lap I've just shown you. Heading up to the street here and driving all the way up past the clothing store and then coming down past the construction site again. Now, most of the vehicles that spawn at this location do spawn during the day, so if you want to increase your chances and not worry about the time ticking over into night time and late afternoon and whatever, you can use a mission called Chopper Tail, in which the clock is froze at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. It will increase the chances that you're going to get these vehicles in. Now, I just skipped ahead here. This took about 4 laps doing this, the lap I've just shown you, to get this one to spawn in. So this is the green and blue one here, which has just a slightly different modification, slightly different paint job. And you are able to keep both variants of the Ruiner. So if you're in free roam, you can just drive into LS Customs and obviously put on the loss and protection, the full coverage, remove the tracker. Or if you are in the mission Chopper Tail that I mentioned, you will need to drive it to one of your apartment that has a garage. It needs to be your apartment. It can't be any old business. It has to be your apartment. In the same spot, you can spawn in this Seawash Green Sabre Turbo or this Formula Red Sabre Turbo. Now, to get the green one to spawn, I did use a mission. It wasn't Chopper Tail, but I can't remember which one. But I had my own personal Sabre Turbo that I was using. I was just driving back and forth through here, and here you can see is the Seawash Green Sabre Turbo, which you can also be upgraded at Benny's as well. So as I was in a mission for this one, I did need to drive to one of my apartments, because as you can see here, I cannot access LS Customs, so I drove it back to one of my apartments to store it. And then hoping to spawn a second one, so I could keep one in the original and upgrade one into the Sabre Turbo Custom at Benny's, I hopped into Chopper Tail with this one as my personal vehicle that I was driving around, and instead I managed to spawn in the red one. So I took the red one back to my apartment and kept that one as well. While looking for the Sabre Turbo, I did find this Dominator spawning here in a white and blue. It does also spawn in this ultra blue variant, which was what I was going to look for. I couldn't get that one to spawn, unfortunately, though. Now, there's also this rare variant of the Rapid GT that spawns in, and there's also a couple of Comets. Unfortunately, you can't keep either of these vehicles, though. Now, one of the harder vehicles here, it's actually the hardest one to get to spawn at LS Customs, and one of the hardest rare vehicles of all of them to get to spawn, is the Dubsta 2. Now, in order to get this one to spawn, you do need to own a casino penthouse, because the only way to get a Dubsta 2 to spawn is by driving one. So if you don't already own one, the only way to get a Dubsta 2 that you can drive around, if you haven't got a friend who can lend you theirs, is by calling Miss Baker and requesting it through her vehicles there. Then you just hop in the Dubsta 2 and do the exact same lap that I showed at the start with the Ruiner, just going back and forth, coming into the car park here until it spawns. And there we go, it spawns here in this silver colour variant. This is just a rare silver paint that you can't get at LS Customs. Also spawns with a couple of modifications, with the tyre on the hood there, and the wheel at the back is off to the left. So if you want to keep this one, you can just drive it into LS Customs here if you are on in free roam like I am, or if you're on a mission, same as before, you need to take it to one of your apartments. Aside from the silver one here, it does also spawn in a gold colour. Next, I'm going to show you how you can get the Skylift Helicopter, and unfortunately you cannot own this one either. You can't keep it. So again, you do need to own a casino penthouse, same with the Dubsta 2. With this one, you need to call Miss Baker and request work. And you're looking for a specific job. That job is called one-armed bandits. During this particular job we're going to be stealing the Skylift, and we're going to need to pick up a crate and deliver that to the casino. And then once the mission's passed, you'll get a call from Miss Baker. I've actually got a different dialogue this time than I normally get, but you'll get a call from her where she'll say that you can actually keep this vehicle now, or do with it as you like. Again, unfortunately you can't actually keep it, but you are now free to use this vehicle in free roam as much as you like until you leave the session or until you destroy the helicopter. Next, there are two rare variants of the Ratloader that you can get. This is the green one, and in order to get this one to spawn you need to be up at Toledo Bay and you need to be driving a muscle car. So for this one you just need to be driving back and forth along the main road here in Toledo Bay, and it does need to be during the day. It's going to spawn in the car park outside the auto shop up here, whatever it's called. It's not LS Customs, it's called Beakers or something, I think. Just on the left here is the yellow one you can see, and it also spawns in that green that I was driving earlier. Now, in order to keep these, if you are in free roam, just drive it into the auto shop and put the remove the tracker and put the full coverage on. However, if you're in the mission to keep it in the middle of the day, you are going to need to drive it to one of your apartment garages, which most of us have down in the city, so that's going to be a long drive if you want to keep it. In a recent video I showed how to get rusty tornadoes. Here I'm going to show you how to get another rare variant of the Tornado, and this is the Mariachi Tornado. And what sets this one apart is there are guitars and a sombrero in the back which you can't normally get. In order to get this one you need to come up to this exact location here just before 1900 on your phone. It's going to spawn over on the cliff over on this side. So you can see here I'm here well before 1900, and what you want to do is you want to turn your back to it, facing over this way. You can see Mount Chiliad, or the top of Mount Chiliad in the background there. So you want to be facing this way. You can see here it's just about to tick over now. You want to turn around really quickly, or just wait until it's maybe a minute past 7. Turn around, and over here you're going to see some cop cars have spawned over here, and here is the Mariachi, I can't pronounce it correctly. The Mariachi Tornado. You need to take out the drivers with the sniper, which I did an absolute horrible job of there. And if you've got the oppressor or a helicopter, you really want the oppressor for this one, I think. Fly over here really quickly. And be careful, because the cops are going to be shooting at you. You have got yourself a wanted level now, so maybe take a few of them out if you need to. Hop into the car, and then call Lester to lose the wanted level. And then be very careful driving this down the hill if you want to keep it. So don't go this way. You're going to need to turn around and head back down behind you here. Now you can keep this one. Beside me here I've spawned in the one that I already owned before I started recording this one, because I don't want two of them, but I'm going to show you that you can customise this one ever so slightly if you want to, but you are going to need to own an Avenger or an MOC. So in order to store it, you are going to need to take it to one of your apartments and store it in there. But to modify it, you can't take it to LS Customs. You can come to, like I said, either the Avenger or the MOC. And you can only do very moderate modifications to it. So you can do performance upgrades, you can change the paint colour if you want. That's roughly about it. But this is a pretty cool vehicle. Next on this list is a rare variant of the Declasse Lifeguard. Now unfortunately you can no longer keep this one. What I'm driving here is the one that I own, and this was back when you were able to keep it. You need to drive a Lifeguard up and down the beach, and unfortunately it is a removed vehicle as well, so the only way you can get one now is when Rockstar bring it back through one of the dealerships, or bring it in as the prize ride vehicle. I got mine when it was the prize ride vehicle, and it normally spawns like the one on the left here with the bull bar on it. The rare variant spawns without the bull bar. And like I said, you do need to own your own. The only way to get a Lifeguard to spawn is when you are driving a Lifeguard. So I had the non-rare variant, which I got off the prize ride vehicle, and then I drove it up and down the beach just like this, found the rare variant without the bull bar on it. And you used to be able to go and store this in your apartment. You no longer can, unfortunately. And if you already do own it, well then you can upgrade it in either the Avenger workshop or in your MOC. But it is such a shame that you can no longer keep this one, because I actually don't mind this one at all myself. Keeping on the beach, and this is the Lifeguard Blazer, and you can keep this one. In order to get this one, you do need to be driving a Blazer, and they do spawn along the beach quite regularly, so just find one, steal it, and then drive up and down the beach. Now, I've heard that you do need to do this one during the morning, so starting from 6 AM, just drive up and down, and eventually it's going to spawn here next to one of these lifeguard towers. And it's pretty cool. It is a bit slower than your regular Blazer, but hey, after all, it is a rare vehicle and it's one that you can keep, so why not? Once again, on the beach, this is a rare tractor, and what makes this one rare is the comb that comes off the back of it. Now this time we need to be on the northern side of Del Perro Pier. To get the lifeguards, we needed to be on the southern end of Del Perro Pier. And you need to be driving a tractor. You can steal one from up at Sandy Shores, and it is quite a long drive back down to the beach. And basically you just need to be at the northern end of the beach from 6 AM and just turn around and come down. I got these to spawn instantly. I did hear that these were quite hard to spawn, but the very second I had the tractor down here, and just after 6 AM did I turn around and drive, I got one to spawn straight away. And then I did notice that there were 3 or 4 that had spawned in as well, so I don't know, maybe this one's not as hard as I was told it is. I found this one quite easy to do. I mean, the longest part of this was driving the tractor down from Sandy Shores. It did take a long time, and you can't keep this one, so that's totally up to you whether you want to do this or not. This is the pink Limo, and unfortunately you are not able to keep this one either, but this one's pretty cool. Now, in order to get this one to spawn, you do need to be driving a Limo. Now, you can buy one off Southern San Andreas, but I have found that one quite often spawns here near the Eclipse Boulevard garage around night time. Now, what you need to do is you do need to be at night time, and you just need to be driving up around the Vinewood area. And there is a nightclub down near, well, it's a nightclub, it's one you can't go into, it's just for NPCs, I think, but it's down near the LS Customs in the city. So what I found is just by driving down through here, coming around this corner here, down this little hill, and it's just the one on the corner here, and there we go, we've got it to spawn straight away, so that's quite rare. This one you do normally need to be driving around the block a few times to get it to spawn. I can't believe how quick I got this one to spawn in. And look, as I said, unfortunately you can't keep this one, but it is pretty cool. Pink limousine, who would have thought? This is the Albany, Washington. Nothing really special about this car, just that it is in a whitewash paint that you can't normally get. This one is going to spawn pretty close to 10 AM up near the satellite dishes up here on your map, just near just to the northeast of the prison. I have heard that the best chance you have of spawning this in is if you are riding a motorbike, so that's what I did, riding the Oppressor Mark 1 here. So just come up to the satellite dish, see the scientist on the left, the car didn't spawn, so just drive away and then drive back, and hopefully you'll be able to get it to spawn this time. And this is a vehicle you can keep as well, so if you want to take this to your garage, you can. Next is a rare variant of the Romero Hearse. Now, the Romero Hearse you can normally only get during Halloween anyway, but what makes this one even rarer than the normal one is there is a coffin in the back. If I just jump into first person view here, you can see there is a coffin with some flowers on it in the back. The normal Romero Hearse doesn't have this one in. To get this one to spawn in, you are going to need to own an arcade. You need to start up the Diamond Casino Heist and come down and start up the mission Security Pass Level 2. And there are a couple of different missions that spawn with this one. We want a specific mission in particular where we are going after the casino valet, and this one's not it. So if you get the wrong one, just jump to a new invite-only session and try again. That dialogue from Lester tells me this is the one we want. Now, what you need to do is you need to head over to the cemetery. Now, I did it a bit wrong here. What you want to do is you come over and you're looking for a couple of hearses that spawn. The game's going to tell you to steal this one, and what I did, I spooked the NPC, so I took everybody out. What you're supposed to do is if the hearse that doesn't have the coffin doesn't spawn here, drive away and come back. So I ended up with a wanted level. So what I did was I went away, lost the wanted level, came back, and here you can see this time the hearse with the coffin in the back has spawned. So now what you want to do, if you don't want to finish this mission and you want to keep this vehicle, you want to store it in one of your garages, just throw a sticky bomb over onto this one here. Blowing this up will end the mission, and then you're free to take this to Los Santos Customs or to one of your garages to keep it. And it's really that simple. And this is also probably the only way you can get a Romero Hearse outside of Halloween times as well. But you're not only getting it outside of Halloween times, you're getting it the rare variant with the coffin in the back. In a previous video, I did show how to get the rusty tornadoes that spawn up here at the medical centre in Sandy Shores. There are, of course, 8 different variants that all come with a rare paint. And of course the rarest of all is the Sea Wash Green. And if you want to know how to get this one to spawn in, or how to guarantee to get this one to spawn in, check out the video on my Sea Wash Green if you haven't seen that already, and I will link that down below. This vehicle is pretty cool, and you can upgrade all of these rusty tornadoes at Benny's, and they all look fantastic as well. Next I'm going to show you what is probably the least rarest of all of these rare vehicles. This one is only considered rare, of course, because it does come in a paint you can't normally get at LS Customs, and it does come with modifications on it, but it is the one that spawns in most frequently. So what you want to do is you want to come up after 10 PM or 2200 on your phone, come up to this area up here, and it's going to spawn directly outside the Tequila La here, or if you own the 8-bit arcade, you know the area I'm talking about. So you just want to drive up here and come around to the left, and it's going to spawn just on this street here, and it hasn't spawned this time, so just do a block. Normally you will get it to spawn very, very quickly, and I have had the most success getting this one to spawn in of all the rare vehicles, which is why I consider this one to be the most least rare of all the rare vehicles. I'm doing this in real time here so you can see that it took me only one block, and there we can see the purple one spawning in there. And you just simply steal this and take this one to the LS car meet if you are on PS5 or Xbox Series X and S, because this has HSW available. So a rare vehicle that you can add HSW upgrades to is pretty cool. And it also spawns in this yellowy green colour as well. So you can just go around the block a couple of times till you get which one you want in particular. There are 3 different variants of gang vehicles that you can get for each of the 3 gangs: the Ballers, the Vargos, and the Families. Now, sorry for the dark footage here, I had most luck getting these at night time. Now, this one here is the Manama, I think. It's the Ballers variant, which comes in purple, obviously, and you can find this down here at Grove Street. To find one of the Vargos, you need to come down to the car park down here where you do, is it the South Central League finale for the Dr. Dre contracts? In this car park here, and you can see here I've got the Manama again. Is it the Manama? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. And we've also got a Buccaneer, which I'm going to hop in the Buccaneer, I think, and we'll see if we can get a Families one to spawn next. So obviously the yellow one here represents the Vargos. Now, I had a little bit of trouble getting the Families one to spawn in, but it spawns in at the top end of Grove Street here. So the opposite end to where the cul-de-sac is. And this is the Manama again, in the green colours of the Family, so this end of Grove Street here. Okay, no worries. And the third variant that I couldn't get to spawn in for this video, but I do own one already, is the Peyote. So this again comes in all 3 gang colours. This one here is obviously purple for the Ballers. Next on the list is a rare variant of the Sandking XL. Now, I messed up here trying to get this one to spawn in because I stole a Sandking LBW off the street, which does spawn up around the Grand Sonora Desert area. That's not going to get this rare variant of Sandking to spawn in. You do need to have a Sandking XL, and you can buy those off Southern San Andreas. So rather than filling up my garage with a car I didn't want, I already owned one of the rare variants of the Sandking, so I spawned mine in. This is the blue variant that you can get to spawn. It spawns directly opposite the LS Customs on the Grand Sonora Desert on Route 68. There's a car park, I think it's a clothing shop or something on the opposite side of the road there. And it spawns in both this blue colour and the yellow colour. And the only way to get it to spawn in is during the daytime if you are driving a Sandking XL. And the best way I've seen to get it to spawn is to have your camera tilted to the left like I did there, and then pan it around to the right, and here you can see this is the rare yellow variant. And you can keep both of these if you wish. So these are pretty cool. It's got some few upgrades, a few modifications that the regular Sandking that you buy off Southern San Andreas doesn't have. This is the HVY Dozer, which unfortunately you can't keep, but this one is a bit of fun. You can see here just picking up a few cars with the shovel on the front, or whatever it's called, the scoop on the front. Now I got this one to spawn at the construction site here, opposite where the Ratloader spawns in up at Polito Bay, while I was trying to get the Ratloader to spawn in. Unfortunately, you can't keep this vehicle, like I said, but it is a lot of fun just to mess about with. It spawns in a few construction sites, and I don't actually know what exactly you need to do to get it to spawn in. It just, like I said, it randomly spawned in for me while I was looking for the Ratloader. And this, yeah, unfortunately, you can't keep this vehicle, but it is a bit of fun to have a mess around with. So if you want to try and farm this one, just check around construction sites, and hopefully it'll pop up for you. Next, we've got a couple of rare variants of the BF Surfer that you can get in. This is gold and blue, and what makes this one rare is there is no surfboard on the top. So what you want to do is you want to come up to this location here, which is the beach to the north of Fort Zancudo, and you just want to drive up and down this beach from about 10 AM in the morning. So just drive down the beach, turn around, and drive all the way back. So it's going to spawn near these marquees here, or tents, whatever you want to call those things. So just drive down the beach, turn around, and come back. And make sure that you are driving a BF Surfer yourself as well. Plenty spawn in around the map, so just steal one. I tried this with the BF Custom, which I do own. I couldn't get it to spawn with that one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but as soon as I got the regular BF Surfer here, which I stole off the street, and drove up and down, I did get it to spawn in. And there you can see, spawns in, no surfboard on the roof. You can keep this one as well if you wish. It's just a standard old BF Surfer. I don't know exactly why you want to keep this one, other than just to flex it, hey, I got a rare vehicle, but yeah, that's pretty cool. You can also get it to spawn in this purple and blue colour, and I believe there are 3 or 4 other colours that it spawns in as well. I think it's much like the Rusty Tornado. I think there's a few different colours that spawn in. And in this same location, I wasn't able to get it to spawn. You can also get this rare purple Kalahari to spawn, but you can't keep this one. And also a rare variant of the BF Bifta, but again, you can't keep this one either, unfortunately. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of the vehicles you can get through grinding out Arena Wars. This is the Clown Van, and you need to reach level 75 in Arena Wars in order to get this one. Now, I've got this through the Rockstar Creator here in a race where I was able to select the Clown car as the vehicle to use. I'm only about level 42 or 43 in the Arena Wars, so I don't have this one unlocked, unfortunately, so I couldn't show you this one. Also, in Arena Wars, I couldn't get any footage of this one, but this is the Space Stalker, and you can only unlock this one by reaching level 500. And even harder than that, at level 1000 in Arena Wars, you're able to unlock the Rusty Tractor, and that is the only way to get the Rusty Tractor legitimately in the game, in which you can keep it. I was able to get it to spawn in here through one of the hangar missions. Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep this one though. The mission you're looking for is Infiltrate Deal, and in particular the location you're after is this one just here, just to the southwest of the farmhouse bunker. So what I did was I just landed over the far side of the area here, did not engage with any of the enemies, and I was able to just walk up and hop into the tractor and drive it away. Yeah, not gonna lie, it's pretty slow. It's, yeah, nothing really special about this. So I tried to even put the radio on. You can't put the radio on even in this one. And look, yeah, this is your reward for spending probably thousands of hours grinding out Arena Wars to reach that level 1000. Like, seriously, that is going to take an immense amount of time. That puts the Rusty Tractor right up there at the top as far as the rarest vehicles in the entire game to own legitimately anyway, without using any glitches or anything like that. I don't recommend doing that, because if you get caught using the glitches, you can get your account banned. So if you really want this one, the only way you can own it legitimately is grinding out Arena Wars. And the crazy thing about Arena Wars is the best way to level up in Arena Wars is not even playing Arena Wars, it's by spinning the wheel. This is some footage here of me playing Arena Wars on the weekend, and I kid you not, I was in a session, I think it might have been a capture the flag or something, and I was in here for maybe 5 minutes or so, and I landed on 250 AP twice, 150 AP once, and 100 AP twice. And you can see I landed on 100 just there. So I ended up with close to 1000 AP. The winner of this particular game mode that I was supposed to be spectating here in the spectator box only ended up with 80 AP for winning that round. So just, if you want to grind away at the arena wall, spin the wheel. It's the quickest way to level up. And we're going to finish this list off here with perhaps the rarest vehicle that you can own legitimately in Grand Theft Auto Online. This is the Lost Slamvan. The only way you can obtain this vehicle legitimately to own it is by spinning the wheel, and you need to land on the mystery prize. When you land on the mystery prize, there is a very small chance that you're going to receive a vehicle. And out of the pool of vehicles, there is an even smaller chance that that vehicle is going to be the Lost Slamvan. The exact odds for winning the Slamvan off this wheel is 0.005%. And let's give it a go here and see if I can get it to win. We're just going to give it a nice slow spin and hope we can get it to land on the mystery prize. And we're getting close, and it's just going to go just one over. Damn, that was pretty close, wasn't it? Anyway, with odds like that, that is what makes the Slamvan the rarest vehicle to own in all of Grand Theft Auto Online. At least owning it legitimately anyway. There are glitches in which you can get this vehicle, but again, I don't recommend doing that. If you're going to want to get this one, I recommend just trying your luck at the wheel every day, and fingers crossed you're able to win it. And we're going to leave the video right there. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been a long video, particularly when it came to recording and editing anyway. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like. If you want to see more GTA content, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Cheers.